Well, the MMA news cycle's just gone nuclear thanks to Dana White's announcements last night. I'm barely getting the sleep out of my eyes and trying to come to terms with everything that we've just been told. I have a little notebook here because it's got a big influence on a lot of things European, particularly the March main event at the O2 in London. Leon Edwards is now facing Sean Brady. I heard a rumbling that Jack Della was out of that Leon fight. I don't know why, whether it was an injury or something else. Perhaps there was a slight little injury. But we now know that Jack Della is now going to be fighting for the title against Belal Muhammad at UFC 315 in early May. So there's two really big pieces of news there. I'm very happy for Sean Brady to get this opportunity. But Leon has gone from preparing for a striker to now preparing for a grapple-heavy opponent who's in a similar mould to Belal Muhammad. So on the one hand, maybe there's a switch up in camp and not a great deal of time to do it, although Leon and Jack Della are under the same management, so I would imagine that he got a heads up if there were going to be some changes. It wasn't like this got dropped on him last week, I wouldn't have imagined. But that's still a big change up in camp with Sean Brady. Sean Brady's finishing ability on the ground is unbelievable, and he is a terror of a fighter. He's only ever lost once, I believe, and that's to Belal. However, should Leon get past the oncoming charge of Sean Brady, then he answers a lot of questions, right? Then we can look back to July and in his career and, what was it that went wrong? So there might be some good that comes out of that. Either way, it's a heck of a fight. Oh my goodness. And Leon keeps his spot as the headliner in London, which I'm very grateful for. So congrats to Sean, because I don't think he's been able to find a fight recently. Not many people signing up to fight him, and a lot of other bookings and injuries. Shavkat is injured, which is another reason why we're seeing Jack Della versus Belal. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Just when we thought that the middleweights were hitting all of the column inches, now it's the turn of the welterweights as we go through March. So it's so fascinating how all of this works. UFC 314. Volkanovski will fight Diego Lopez for what will be the vacant featherweight fight. Like, how about that? Good to see Volk back. And Diego Lopez has become a fan favourite, just an incredible fighter. He's earned his way up for a matchup like that. But obviously then there's more news. Topuria's done at 145. His body apparently doesn't want to do the cut anymore. And by the way, I know that this was a long time ago. He once tried to fight Cage Warriors bantamweight. He actually won the title fight but missed weight and never took the strap. So now he's up at 155. It just goes to show what these athletes put themselves through, particularly early on in their careers. No fight made for Topuria just yet. But it's going to be something big, isn't it? It's going to be something big. And talking of something big and Europeans, Paddy The Baddy bagged himself a fight against Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler was supposed to get that red panty night against Conor McGregor. Paddy Pimblett is now in that spot. That just goes to show a little bit about how much the UFC favour Paddy, his influence, his stature, and then obviously his skills within the lightweight division. So that is huge. It's a 5-rounder as well. A 5-rounder on a card like that. That's a massive opportunity for Paddy. He's always having to silence the critics, right? And I'm sure there'll be questions again after this one. But good luck to the man. He gets a huge spot on a massive fight card. I was also looking to see what was happening with Oban Elliott on that card as well. I haven't seen a fight announced for him. I know he's been angling for a fight in Miami. He wanted Jorge Masvidal. We'll wait to see what happens there. But it looked like the card was certainly filling up, if not filled up. So there's a good fight out there for Oban Elliott at some point. Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull as well. Pitbull straight into the cauldron against Yair. And that's an interesting fight as well. A lot of UFC fans wouldn't have seen Pitbull fights, but he's pretty deadly. So let's see what he can do against Yair. Shevchenko versus Manon Fiorot. Really pleased for Manon. She's been waiting patiently for that fight. Shevchenko and Grasso tied together for a long time there. Fiorot just beating everyone in her way. Shevchenko, one of my favourite fighters of all time. So that's a big one. They don't come much bigger than that in women's MMA right now. So a lot to look forward to. And then we were teased that Jon Jones versus Tommy Aspinall. No. It's coming, relax. Were the words from the boss. It's coming, relax. I mean, Jon is playing us, isn't he? He's playing us. And I got to say, I like it as well. Sure, I want to get the announcement that this fight is on, but Jon Jones we're putty in his hands right now, aren't we? But if the boss is saying that it's coming and relax, then let's relax. I bet Tom can't relax though. But we're not Tom. Let's just relax. If the boss says he's going to get it done, then let's be hopeful for that. All right, I just want to do a quick reaction. Don't do many of these, but when this level of news hits in one go, it shakes it up, and we've got to talk about it. First up, Leon versus Sean Brady in London. How about that? So with all of those announcements, what do you think? What do you think, Sven? What do you reckon? Which ones are you most looking forward to? A couple of predictions. What are your thoughts on the new London main event? Let me know.